Ministering Angels by Lori A. Thompson. Chapter 43, Closure. Joe gathers up Nathan and runs to exit the cavern. He turns back and hollers at Brad. Brad! Confused why Brad is standing still, Joe yells his name. Thinking Brad needs to be shaken to regain focus, Joe yells his name once more. Brad! Go! Brad yells back. The look in Brad's eyes and the tone of his voice is all Joe needs. In confidence and trust, Joe leads Nathan out. Dan! Brad yells over the noise. Hey, Brad, you coming with us? No, Dan. You know it doesn't have to be this way, Dan. Oh, Brad, that works on Thomas, but Brad, you see, I will never give up all this. What do you think this is? I've seen how this place can be used. Used by holes? Yes, of course, Nathan states back confidently. You can join us and use it too. What do you see as its use? This place will be cleansed, and it will be a place for the elite. We're leaving, Dan. Yes, but if you change your mind, you can always come back. Why do you need all of this when there are only a few of you? There are only a few now, but one day there will be so many. We will overflow this island. She will bring more. I will show them. You know that was an interesting little trick you did there. I don't know what you mean. You brought those water sacks here on purpose. You really think flipping a memory card is all it would take to lead me away? I had hoped you might remember yourself before all of this. I don't understand, Dan. You could have what Thomas found. Brad moves in closer to Dan. Thomas was weak. He never was capable of enjoying all that the elite had to offer. He went where he was supposed to go. I will never give up all that I have earned. It is sad, Brad. You have so much more to offer. Yes, in that we are in agreement. It is sad. Brad pauses. Goodbye. Goodbye. Brad runs out and gives no thought to the boys waiting for him next to the water. Let's go, Brad orders and jumps into the water. Joe, Cameron, and Nathan follow right behind. End of chapter 43. Ministering Angels by Lori A. Thompson. Chapter 44, Releasing. I'm not exactly sure how you are all doing this, but we've been standing here for some time, and I don't think the water is working, Kenny questions Andrew and the group. The boys are standing in a group, staring at the oversized vessel in waist-deep water. Well, Kenny, do you have any ideas? Andrew asks sarcastically. Yeah, I'd push it out of here, Kenny answers. Push it? Andrew questions. Yeah, but I wouldn't do the work. If I could do what you seem to be able to do, I'd force the thing out of here. Force it? Yeah, like a slingshot. Pow! I'd have it out of here. Kenny, there isn't enough room to rig that up. Geez, guys, I thought you were on top of this stuff. No, air. Like how we shoot darts out of those bamboo shoots, Kenny states, his idea smiling, but in complete disbelief it was even possible. Andrew and the boys look at each other, and then in sync, they all chime in together. Air! Just then, a compact force of air explodes between the group of boys and the vessel. The boys are blown one direction in the cavern, and the vessel shoots out the other. The force makes a booming sound that reverberates throughout the great length of the cavern. Andrew uses the rocks on the wall to regain his footing, and then seeks out the other boys to make sure they are okay. Andrew drags Kenny up out of the water. Kenny's coughing and gasping for air subsides, and he wipes the water off his face. Then, Kenny looks at Andrew and lets out a contagious rolling laugh, which carries from one boy to the next until it is one joyous sound. End of chapter 44. Ministering Angels by Lori A. Thompson. Chapter 45, Nathan's Rest. Nathan pays no attention to Brad as Brad gives final instructions to the last of the boys leaving the island. Nathan's thoughts are consumed by the ocean's view. Mesmerized by the motion of the water, he is blinded to the fact that Brad has joined him on the shore. "How does it look?" Brad asks. Nathan didn't respond right away. He's captivated with the beauty in sight and isn't ready to disrupt his indulgence. Then quietly, Nathan speaks so softly one might perceive he is talking to himself. "Way out there." Nathan points towards the ocean. "Yes," Brad responds, just as quiet, hoping to soak in some of the nostalgia. Nathan's silence has Brad captivated in the moment. Brad can see the beauty, but he can tell he is amiss to the essence. Nathan's unresponsiveness to Brad's curiosity lures Brad in even more. "Are you watching the water rise?" Brad asks. Nathan responds by pointing once again out towards the ocean. Even though Brad is still interested, he begins to question whether he should be interrupting Nathan in his instance. He decides to match Nathan's stillness and takes advantage of the ocean view for his pleasure. "Brad, can you see the tide is rising?" Brad can see the tide is rising, and his thoughts are never far removed from the need to get off the island. Even if the urgency has subsided in Nathan, Brad is sure he can count on the consistent tremors to keep the island boys moving in the right direction. Brad stands patiently, but when the sky begins to darken over the center of the island, he considers his duties and where he is most needed. Nathan is still silent and unshaken, pointing for a third time out to the water. Brad is surprised he hasn't seen it before. He has had his eyes on the same scene as Nathan the whole time. One wave has captured his attention. A large wave, seemingly carrying enough intensity to endure the distance, is increasing in height as it gets closer. Brad's worries evaporate without effort, as his longing for her replaces an island desire or duty. One could not tell where the wave ends and she begins. He is continually amazed with her presence. Each time he sees her, it is like he has never seen her before. His perpetual response has him renewing his commitment to the boys of the island. The darkness above them met the beams of light surrounding her, a spectacle Brad yearns to share with the others. Neither of them breaks the silence, for both recognize the impossibility of describing these ethereal moments. Nathan starts walking towards her, while Brad stands in place, both behaving in perfect harmony as if the scene has been previously scripted. Nathan's path is raised into the air, up over the water. Brad observes Nathan's solid, firm footings as he takes each step in mid-air. Nathan's mind is clear of all things as he makes his way towards her. No impressions surface until Thomas comes into view. Nathan's calm, steady walk quickly turns into an anxious run. Joe envelops his being, creating a happiness he wants to share. His trained response has him stop in his path. He turns and looks for Brad. Nathan beams in pure rapture as he spontaneously begins to yelling for Brad. Over and over he calls for his brother with no avail. He sees Brad turn and begin to walk away. Nathan continues to hail for him, realizing slowly his true position. Nathan quiets himself as gratitude swells within him. He is now aware of the light he has settled into, and is pleased. Just as Nathan is about to look away, he sees something imprinted on Brad's back. It is the shock that he has not seen it before that makes him want to see what it is. In that instant, the image is magnified for Nathan's viewing. His satisfaction causes the view to diminish and once again allows Nathan to conceive his situation. Nathan hasn't really stopped his movement towards her. When he looks, she is right in front of him, and the last impression he has on his mind are the 6 wings covering Brad's back. End of chapter 45. Ministering Angels by Laurie A. Thompson. Chapter 46, Anew. Cameron doesn't let his winded state keep him from sharing the exciting news with Brad. Brad ceases his work immediately and follows Cameron upon hearing the message. The boys that surround him drop their tools and trail close behind their leader. Brad reaches a cliff which gives him a clear view of his surroundings. He wastes no time lingering in the distance. By the time he arrives at the shore, the vessel is already half empty. Brad's smiles, greetings, and hugs are well received. Joe joins him at his side, watching Brad acknowledge every last person. When he finished, he faces Joe and smiles. They cast their eyes upon the new island, checking out the activity as the boys intermingle with the new people of the new island. One of the men breaks away from the group and approaches Brad with a wonderful grin on his face. "We are so lucky. This place is amazing." "It's paradise," Brad states with certainty. End of chapter 46.